Session we discussed, just a second. Well, in the previous session we discussed as proxemics in non-verbal communication, and today we are going to discuss what are chronemics. Any Let me give you a word that's very near to chronemics: chronology. Any ideas? Well, chronemics means it is the time factor involved in the process of communication. Whenever we communicate, it's obvious that we involved in that. See, if I just start speaking without giving any gap, just saying that economics are communication, non-verbal communication, did you really understand anything in this? And even I was fumbling because there is no proper speed limit. There is no particular time that's being involved in the process of communication. So, as well as it's also very difficult for the listener who is involved in the communication process to understand of information that's being transferred. So that's the reason why chronemics play a very key role in the process of communication. Let's look at it. Let me give you some examples so that you understand it in a deeper manner. The very first example that I would like to give to you is you responding to a friend a long time. Just imagine you met a friend after a long time, maybe 3 or 4 market, if not in an office or a milk booth, if not in a supermarket. You're very surprised and you just ran to him, you just shook his shoulder and said, "Hey, Ravi, how are you? It's very long. How are you doing all these days? Where were you?" And now Ravi goes like, he doesn't reply to you and he takes some time, maybe, and he gives a shrug. He pauses for some time and then says, "I'm fine." What does this mean? Well, what does it mean? It means that he is having some kind of trouble speaking to you. If not, he may be have challenges. If not, he is very worried. Why did you recognize him and started speaking to him? Right? Communication. If not, when you went to him and shook him, and before you shaking his, gave a hug, he just took you into the air, twirled you, and placed you back. And he said, "Hey, how are you?" That gives a different kind of communication. He's meeting you, than he's very much excited in meeting you than you meeting him, right? So this is the kind of communication what generally uh, by using the proper spaces. When we start speaking, what are the spacing? Are we speaking too random, too fast, or else are we speaking by giving proper spaces whenever it is required? Second thing is speaking pace. As I said earlier, if I start speaking very fast that you do not understand, as well as the person who is understanding, the receiver, both of them will have challenges in the process of communication, which also in the process of communication, overall process of communication. Next, the third analogy that I'm going to give you here is punctuality. Daily late to your office, if not your college. What is the kind of communication that you give to the people, your peers, to your colleagues? What is the information? What is the piece of information that they get into their brain as immediately as they simple? They understand you are irregular to office. You care a damn about the punctuality of the time. You're taking you're taking the management decisions so casual and you're not serious in doing the job, right? If not, you reach the offer 10 minutes before. What is the kind of communication you give at that point? That's totally different, right? So this is also, and what the information that it's conveying to the people in general. Next, the fourth is willing interviewed more than 6,000 people. I have this experience. I make people to wait for some time, very, very worried. And come to the security and they say that, sir, how long should we wait the interview? Still more. We have been waiting almost for 1 hour. Management, when they are taking interview for people who are in higher cadres, they make the people wait for some time. How serious are you about your job, right? So this is also chronemics. Even this is chronemics, where the time is communicating to the interviewer that you are very serious in your job. Right? Next, on your daily basis, do you have any schedules? Like what time should I wake up early in the morning? What time should I go to bed? What all things should I do? Do you have any such kind of protocols, or you're just spending your time randomly? My dear friend, you take serious people in the world. It may be Narendra Modi, the esteemed PM of India. If not, Elon Musk. You just take any. They maintain this factor very, very in a pakka manner, I would say. They have all the schedules in their life. So chronemics, in a well manner, they could be said as wonderful communicators in the world. So schedules in our life. What I'm going to achieve tomorrow? What time am I going to wake up? What time I'm going to bed? What are the things I'm going to achieve? This point brings me to my sixth point. That's how long are people willing to. I go to many places to give sessions. I know that people cannot focus beyond 40 minutes. Colleges and corporate companies where I gave session where there were 2,000 people. They cannot control at all. They go beyond and they say, at the end when I ask, are there any questions? They just have this question, sir, when are you going to end your session? So maybe for 2 hours or 3 hours, you lose your patience, right? So it's very important that we have to understand and what time can they spare to us. So this is very important. And my final point is giving proper pause. When we speak, it's very important to maintain pauses during our speech. So when I say some serious matter, that's very important. Generally, let me tell you this how it sense to you. You felt like it's a secret, right? Because I was giving proper pauses. Let me tell a secret. It made you so anxious and you have your attention, your ears are wrapped and you've spoken out. It's as it is, right? If not, I say, I'm going to tell you a secret. I didn't maintain any pause there. I just said, this doesn't actually, it's not a secret. You feel that it's not going to be a kind of secret at all, right? So it's very, very important that we should proper pauses whenever we are speaking. So this is it for the day. We are done with 10 minutes. I'm with you, good people. So we discussed, let me get back again. We discussed today the chronemics and some examples, 7 examples that I gave. The very first is you meeting your friend after a long time. Secondly, this, if not, how slow are you speaking? And thirdly, your punctuality in attending a program, if not your college or your office, even for that. Your willingness to wait in an interview, if not for your love, your paramour. Then fifth, goals. Then the sixth, how long people are ready to hear your speech and the process that you have to give in your start speaking to someone else, having a conversation. All for the day. Thank you very much for joining. I don't know who is. See you tomorrow or the day after with one more topic. Hey, by the way, if you're watching this live, please mention live. If not, you are watching a hashtag replay. Thank you very much. If you have any further enhance you, I can serve you in any way that can enhance your communication skills. I'd be very very glad because I'm on a mission to serve. Days I had a lot of issues with my communication skills. I want to help people in flourishing the same and being an excellent in that. Well, more power to you. Keep rocking.